timely indeed for National to release its transport policy, given that infrastructure groups are tearing their hair out, growing increasingly frustrated by the months-long delay in the government publishing its direction for land transport. We have been hearing about this for some time. The government said, yes, it's coming. And they're putting the delay down to the fact that they have a new transport minister in David Parker, and he has to come up to speed with the portfolio after former Transport Minister Michael Wood was sacked from his role as a minister. So they've said the plan should be released in August, 3 months after it's due, and 5 months after the previous draft statement in 2021 was released. So we've known about this for a wee while, but Newsroom has spoken to the groups involved, and they say the delay puts real pressure on the transport sector. Without knowing what they're supposed to be doing, what jobs are in the pipeline, they can't invest in the specialist equipment and personnel to carry out the jobs. And Infrastructure New Zealand boss Nick Leggett says the infrastructure sector requires a pipeline of work so that it can plan its budget and its workforce and can build its capability regionally. And when you introduce uncertainty to that system, you introduce uncertainty and nervousness to the sector. So specialist personnel who are waiting around to find out what's happening, if they know for sure that there's a job in Victoria or in Australia or Canada, then they'll go, you know what, I'm not going to stick around. I'm not going to muck around waiting for you to decide what exactly is going to be in your draft plan. So, yeah, I think it's fair to say, come on, there must have been some ongoing work that Michael Wood was doing in the transport sector. How long does it take you to get up to speed? So, I mean, they may well deliver a plan that will be redundant before it begins if they don't hurry up, because there'll be an election and they may well find they don't have the opportunity to deliver their plan. So the 4 main projects are Whangarei to Port Marsden, 1.3 bill and to start in the next 1 to 3 years. Warkworth to Wellsford, 2.2 bill to start in the next 4 to 10 years. Cambridge to Pierere, 720 million to start in the next 1 to 3 years. Tauriko West State Highway 29, 1.9 bill, and it will start in the next 4 to 10 years. National says it won't have to raise excise taxes and will just fund it through the National Land Transport Fund and increased government investment. They're going to scrap Auckland's light rail. It's a waste of time, in Christopher Luxon's words. And he also said the party would prioritise a second tunnel in Wellington as part of the Let's Get Wellington Moving campaign. The Mount Vic tunnel is about 2.2 billion, he said, after shuffling through a few papers to find it. And we want to get onto that pretty quickly. Roads around the country would be upgraded, properly maintained and sorted under National, he said. Better roads would allow more houses to be built and give some reason for New Zealanders to stay here. Transport Minister David Parker said last night, these costings are woefully light, as is the explanation of how they're going to fund the roads. The cost will be many hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars more than they are admitting, and he said the data upon which the projections were based was old and laughable. And he may well have a point. It does sound awfully light when you look at the cost of existing roads. But this is Labour we're talking about. It's not like they've shown any particular expertise at costing projects and bringing them in on budget and on time. Light rail, anybody? You know, I met a very nice man who had come up from from Hamilton on the bullet train to Auckland with his bike. So he got on the train. I think it was travelling for free over the weekend. Got on his bike, biked from Newmarket down to the ferry terminal, thought he'd just catch a ferry to somewhere, have a little bit of a pootle, spare weekend. Got on his bike to Westhaven, managed to get the ferry to Westhaven, took his bike with him, went for a pootle round there, had a beer, beautiful sunny day, caught the ferry back, just going to have another pootle, stay the night, and then get on the train and go back, which is a fantastic way to have an off-road holiday. Brilliant. Great day out for a family. You could do it in reverse. Go from Auckland to Hamilton on the bullet train, go along the river pathway, Botanic Gardens. Great day out. Not adding to any kind of fumes, congestion, pollution. Fantastic. But a nice man making the most of off-road transport options and having a pootling weekend is not going to lift this country out of economic misery. Effective, efficient roads are the arteries of this country. You simply cannot clog them, you cannot neglect them, you cannot let them wither and die, or the economy itself will die.